Hi, Dr. Baughman.
Hi, Webmaster Peron.
So, now that we've got a moment to discuss the movie that we watched last night, we're doing this on the road. Wait, let me turn this thing around so I can see my face. There we go. So we're doing this on the road because we're traveling around and we're seeing the sights and we're doing other stuff, and we decided that instead of just sitting in our seedy hotel room and reviewing the movie there, we're gonna do it on the road because that's more it's more intrepid, and it might be more entertaining for people on the internet because they don't tend to leave their homes a whole lot, unlike myself, as you can see, and people might want to see what the outdoors look like. So anyways, without further ado, back to Dr. Rhonda Baughman. Okay, so what movie did we watch?
We watched Boarding House, which had a really cool cover. I liked the cover, and it was all downhill after that.
Yeah. So, what can you say about the actors in the film?
Well, we looked them up on IMDb, and they went on to do nothing. Actually, they had nary a film after Boarding House. Can't imagine why. It was a gorgeous little epic about. I don't have a fucking clue what it was about. Actually, it was an epic.
I can shed some insight on this one because I've actually seen it twice. So
I don't know how he sat through it twice.
I'm a glutton for punishment. So anyways, that's why I talk to my mother on the phone all the time too. Anyway,
Hi, Mom.
Getting back to the film. Anyway, so the plot is apparently there's this house and people get murdered and the house gets bought by more and more people and they get killed. And then this like really suave guy gets the house and decides to turn it into a boarding house in which he only offers rooms for attractive, hot women.
Girls. If you're between 18 and 25, unattached and beautiful, then I want you to share my 10-bedroom house with me for approximately $100 a month. Call Jen.
Who somehow, in spite of the fact he looks like a really, really ugly
Rod Stewart.
Rod Stewart, thank you.
Yeah.
A really ugly Rod Stewart. He still manages to get a full house full of attractive women, or at least the closest approximation.
And the word attractive is highly subjective.
Very subjective. And Rhonda was saying that, one of the characters, all the actors didn't go on to do much else, and she's partially right. There was one character that had a career prior to the movie. He was the only convincing character. He played
this guy.
He played a drunk.
I wouldn't stay down there too long, fella. You're gonna need a breath.
What's really funny is that it was probably because he was really drunk. They probably, as I quipped last night while we were watching it, it's like they probably gave him a bottle of rum and said, "All right, action."
Yes, they did.
And that must have been like what happened.
But then he continued drinking throughout the duration of the film.
Exactly.
And then the cameras were just rolling. He was the drunk guy. His career began, whoever this actor was, his career began in 1955. And oddly enough, it ended in 1982. What was 1982? That was the year Boarding House came out.
Do you think maybe the reason why he didn't make any movies afterwards because he died of liver failure?
Actually, I wouldn't be shocked. As I quipped last night, although I'm not as good with the quips as Nick is, I think everybody just committed suicide after the movie was over. That's why they didn't go on to do any other movies. They all looked at each other and said, "Holy shit, look at this movie we've just done." And they all just committed, of course, mass suicide.
They pretty much hit the glass ceiling of their life.
Yeah, pretty much. It peaked from there, all downhill after that.
So the lead character, for some reason they put in this plot point about telepathy or something. And as some of you saw in my previous review of the movie, whoa, hey. We almost got killed there, folks. I'm so sorry. On behalf of everybody on the internet who hates my guts, I'm still alive.
Welcome to Cleveland.
Okay. So, the telepathy guy, can you do an impersonation of the noise they made whenever they used their telepathy?
I sure can, Webmaster Peron.
Okay, let's see it.
Okay. Finding my chi. There you go.
Any other comments you want to make about the movie? Any at all?
You have some amazing friends in Canada for the fact that they care about you so much. They sat through this movie with you. I think you had to get them all highly intoxicated, but that's okay.
I'm surprised they still talk to me.
I would like to, however...
Why are you still talking to me?
I would like you to take that DVD and escort it back over the border into Canada. I don't know if we could have it here in the U.S. It's a form of...
This movie was made in the United States. It's
terrorism.
an export.
You can't prove that, and neither can IMDb, so you take that thing back to Ottawa where it belongs.
What else can we say about Boarding House? It's...
There are boobies.
Oh, there's a lot, yeah. We covered that.
Oh, that's right. You had a friend who mumbled something about boobies.
Good.
Boobies.
The boobies.
The breast against the shower curtain.
Oh, yeah.
Boobies.
There's, if I had to pull a Joe Bob Briggs, there is one really nice pair of real breasts, and the rest of the time is spent on fake boobs, really uninteresting nudity of women who have absolutely no ass. And I highly suspect you should only watch the film, if you have to watch it at all, for the woman eating a banana in the background. Not once, but twice. Watch the woman in the background eating the banana.
Yeah, it's a little more, it's even less subtle than the whole monkey masturbation scene. It's
Way less subtle.
I'm surprised we didn't mention that one in the first round. We went over that, but then again, we were all pretty tanked at the time. So, and we watched it pretty much sober. I mean, I was drinking, and it was American beer, so.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm learning to cope. I'm learning to cope with the pain.
If I had a stuffed animal other than Quachi in my car, I would reenact the abuse.
Yeah,
PETA should get a hold.
Quachi back here doesn't have phallic-looking arms.
No.
His legs kind of look like stubby penises, but
I don't want to abuse him. I felt really bad for the sock monkey puppet thing in the film. I can't do that to it.
Oh, fair enough. Oh, what else did we have? Oh, there's just so many memorable moments.
I would like to add too that the lead gentleman must have aged while they were doing this film. The film must have taken several years to complete. You can actually see him visibly age by at least 5 years. So I suspect this movie probably started sometime in the late 70s, wasn't finished until sometime in the early 80s. And as you've probably noticed on the box set that I'm reviewing for Microshock, the same thing happens. A movie started in the mid-70s, it's not released till 10 years later, so I think it's going to be a cool 80s film, and hell no, it's gritty, grainy 1976 drama about nothing. That's Boarding House.
I sense some hostility issues there. The other interesting thing is, actually, we found this out later, that the lead actor guy, there's another character who was thrown in the plot as a red herring. At least I think that's what they were trying to do, the gardener.
Yeah, don't worry about him, girls. He's okay. He wouldn't hurt a fly.
And we found out it was the same fucking actor. And it actually made sense because you never saw the two of them in the same room. It was like, this is probably a reference you won't get, but there used to be this show in Canada called Polka Dot Door. And there was this character called the Pokeroo, who was like this giraffe thing. And he would, one of the actors on the show would disappear, and then the Pokeroo would suddenly appear and like entertain the other, and then it would be all like, the guy would come back after the Pokeroo left, he'd be like, I missed the Pokeroo again? Well, maybe someday I'll see him. It was one of those sort of things.
It's the ultimate form of peekaboo.
Pretty much. It's like peekaboo with denial.
I would like to deny that I ever saw Boarding House, but it's actually
too bad. It's gonna be on the internet now.
Yeah, it's scarred
Everyone's
into my
gonna know.
cerebral cortex.
Your students are gonna see you and they're gonna be like, Dr. Baughman, I saw that you went and saw Boarding House in my favorite movie.
There is an internet following on IMDb, comments and concerns people have left behind about Boarding House and how brilliant it was, and I love this movie, and we don't know why we love this movie, we just do. I'll tell you why, because you're all a bunch of stoners. That's why you love this movie. As I had mentioned earlier to Nick, obviously the people in the film were on a lot of drugs. The guy who made the film was on a lot of drugs, and if you watch carefully the plot progression, it peaks very early, much like, a bad acid trip, and it's all bad things after that. Scary monsters coming up from the floor.
Yeah, or that pig thing.
The pig thing, that's going to be part of someone's bad trip. That's all I'm saying.
And
but
then, sorry.
if you want to see a guy, again, who looks like a scary and withered Rod Stewart,
So, Rod Stewart.
I highly recommend Sporting House.
All right. So, my final comments and my final comments about this cinematic holocaust. No, that's too kind. I think possibly you can probably go a step further and call it a cinematic genocide.
Absolutely.
It pretty much, if this movie was a dictator, it would be putting good movies in ovens, and I don't want to contemplate that. I care too much about Casablanca. Anyways, oh, that's gonna get me some hate mail.
We can only hope.
Oh, I hope so. I need some more fail mail. Anyways, final comments about Boarding House. Only the brave should watch it. The brave few. Apparently I muster up to that challenge, as I've watched it twice, and it probably won't be the last time I watch it. It's probably going to be the movie that I'm going to play when I don't want people to be in my house anymore.
Strangely enough, I kind of want to watch it right now. I want to watch it again. It hit me. It overtook me somehow. I want to see it.
Oh God. God forgive me for what I've done to this poor woman.
Sorry about that. I'm sorry. I'm driving. We're good.
Oh, okay, well. So
I'm high.
Anyways, that's it for this review. We're going to have some more adventures in Cleveland. In a little while, I'm going to be trying a White Castle for the first time, and Rhonda's going to film me and get my reaction.
Oh,
and
we'll get your reaction.
It should be memorable. Anyways, so keep on checking back the website. I don't know how long it's going to take me to get all these videos up, but we'll see what I can do, and just keep on coming back because we need your visits. Anyways, and keep the hate mail coming because I enjoy reading messages from illiterate assholes. All right, I'm off.
We shit on all the things you like. Get mad, cry, words in the night. Rate it and shit on other websites. Fuck you, Jimmy, you know I'm right.